Off to a great start this year, 53 points a game. Obviously struggled a little bit in the past game. How hungry are you guys to come out and have a great performance primetime versus Wisconsin?
We're real hungry this week. We know we're going to enemy territory. It's gonna be a real one this week. As a top 10 team we're playing against, and we just ready for it.
How are you feeling about kind of your production thus far? You're leading this team with 755 all-purpose yards. Just kind of talk about your play. I know probably not as many carries as you would have liked last week, but how do you feel like you're playing thus far?
I'm proud of what I'm doing, but it's really not about me. It's about the other guys that's out there. That's out there blocking for me,
Sure.
Also getting the ball out there. And I feel like as a team, we're doing a great job of getting the ball to a lot of guys and see what they can do out there in space.
We just couple things. I mean, everybody took their turn, of course, in the game, and it's just one of those things you got to keep working on. It's about timing, it's about spacing, and continue to work. We got good guys that work really hard, and we come out here, and that's one of the things that we try to do is just get better each and every week. And last week we just wasn't acceptable. We weren't clicking all the way, and we got to be better. There's no question.
We have a lot of improvement to do. Week by week, we still see like some mistakes we're making in practice, going up against our D-line. So we're still improving every week. You can never be good enough here.
What are you guys expecting for this environment? I mean, you hear the stories jump around Wisconsin, Camp Randall Stadium. It has kind of a legendary status here in the Big Ten. What has Coach Meyer told you? What are you guys expecting for this matchup coming up?
We're just going in there focused, and our main goal, our main objective is to come out with the win.
Yeah.
We're not really worried about all the stuff that's going on in the crowd, all the noise that's really going on. We're just going out there and playing our football and just coming out with the win.
Curtis, Wisconsin has the top-ranked rush defense in the Big Ten and 6th ranked nationally. What do you see when you scout them in that area?
They're a great team, great sound team. They play together, but I mean, I love going against top defenses. It helps me become a better player, and also everybody else is running the ball and help the line get better. And I feel like it's going to be a great game.
Tim, coming off of a game like that where you guys wanted to maybe play a little bit better than you did in the passing game, what have you seen on film from Wisconsin? It might be your first real defensive test this year because Oklahoma hasn't really been playing that well defensively.
Yeah, I think Wisconsin's very talented defensively, very good team, have a good scheme, well coached, and they play really hard. So it's going to be a challenge for our guys. I think they're up to it. Every game's that way. You're still dealing with young players that go out there and they try really hard. And that's the key to us right now is just continuing to get better, to keep grinding away, and just be better than you were the play before and be better than you were the week before. And we obviously have to do that this week.
Jamarco, what do you see out of J.J. Watt's brother?
He's a good player. He's like a walkout linebacker, DN type of guy. He's a pretty good pass rusher. He's good with his hands and stuff. So we have our work cut out for us. We have to come with a game plan and make sure we execute and use our techniques and stuff.
How much more difficult is it to block a guy like that who I think they stand him up all the time. He's never got his hand on the ground, and I don't know how much of that you guys have seen. Does it make it any more difficult for you guys to block a guy?
It's just a different technique that defensive linemen use. Some stand up, some have a hand on the ground. So, we just got to make sure, like I said, we just use our techniques and stuff.
Since nobody on this team has ever played at Camp Randall, have you talked to any older players that played there or talked to anybody that...
I've visited there when I was a recruit, and it was for a pretty big game, so I know how loud it can get and what their fan base is like. So it should be a very fun environment to go into and play. Those guys are going to be ready. They're a good team, and their crowd's always pretty crazy and loud, so it should be a fun game.
Tim, when we talked to J.T. on Monday, he said the ball came out fine. He was still confident. When you guys looked at it, did you see any mechanical or fundamental issues in that game that had your attention?
Nothing really technique-wise. Just getting some depth, maybe a little bit on his part, but for the most part, no. It's one of those things,
Tim, a couple of your players have said that the pass game this week in practice has had a little extra pepper to it.
Yeah.
That the guys feel it and maybe there's a chip on their shoulder. Do you see that?
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, again, it's a young team, and you have to maintain a high level, and you have to continue to do that. And sometimes when you have young players, it's always hard to maintain that focus, maintain that sense of urgency that you have to do. And sometimes it takes getting slapped in the face a little bit to wake it back up and be like, okay, we got to go out and continue. And coaches as well. So we had been doing very successful up until that point, and brought us back down to earth for sure.
In that pursuit, does it help having a veteran quarterback who understands that things weren't great, but he has a calm about him, whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, it does. And ultimately, the great thing about JT, when you describe him, everybody always describes him as a winner, and that's what's important to him. He wants to win. And if he's 9 of 21 or he throws 7 touchdowns, it really doesn't matter as long as we get that W and move on to the next game for him. But I think he's also smart enough to realize we need that element of the game to be able to keep moving on. So, and he's done a great job this week with our younger players to be able to stress the importance of it.
Coach, what tells you the passing game will be better this week?
We're not gonna change nothing we do. They're gonna play some man coverage, and I feel like our receivers out there is better than their guys, and we're gonna win a one-on-one matchup. So it's up to JT to throw the ball and the coaches to call it.
I was gonna say, what have you felt? What's the vibe you've gotten in practice this week? Did y'all have gotten some things straightened out in that regard?
I feel great about the game plan going. I feel like the coaches did a great job. JT was out there looking really good out there throwing the ball. Receivers out there running good routes, and I feel good about this week.